And here's a controversy that refuses to die. Australia has cancelled Novak Djokovic's visa for the second time. Australia says the decision was taken in public interest. The tennis world #1 may soon be moved to immigration detention. We still do not have a clear answer as to whether Djokovic will play in the Australian Open and be able to defend his title, or will he be deported? Our next report tells you what the road ahead may look like.
This unfolding saga is not about tennis. This is a story about adhering to rules. Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison wants to show his voters and the world that he believes in fair play. So his government has cancelled the visa of Novak Djokovic for the second time. Djokovic has been given a double fault. The world #1 had come to Australia to become a legend. The player with the most number of Grand Slam titles. But he showed up unvaccinated. Australia says Djokovic's visa was cancelled on grounds of health and good order. This statement was put out by Australia's Immigration Minister, Alex Hawke. He says the decision was taken in public interest. The message from Australia is clear. It is not going to risk public health or encourage anti-vaxxers. Prime Minister Scott Morrison says the decisions followed careful consideration. It makes Djokovic's presence in Australia illegal. He could be deported, even handed a 3-year visa ban. So what happens next? On the 15th of January, Djokovic will meet immigration officials in Melbourne. Here's what the rulebook says. Djokovic will be sent a notice of cancellation decision, following which the Serb will be taken into detention. This is according to Section 189 of Australia's Migration Act. As most of you know, this is not the first time Australia has cancelled Djokovic's visa. It was first revoked on the 6th of January. This was shortly after Djokovic's arrival in Melbourne. Australian officials said the sports star had failed to provide evidence for a vaccine exemption. The world #1 was detained at the airport for hours and then moved to an immigration hotel. An Australian judge then ruled in Djokovic's favor. He was given his visa back, following which the player went straight to court to practice.
Now, having dealt with those niceties...
Today's decision brings the situation back to square one.
Good luck in Australia.
Thank you very much. You're very kind.
Will he be able to play? Will Djokovic be able to become the most successful man in the history of tennis? Or will he be taken into detention and deported? Djokovic's legal team is challenging the visa cancellation. His lawyers have called the decision, quote-unquote, patently irrational. Australian law allows the lawyers to seek an interim order, one that will give Djokovic a bridging visa from court and then the work rights required to play the Australian Open. Djokovic has already played a few backhand strokes, changed his story, blamed his agent for false declarations on the immigration form, even admitted to breaking COVID isolation. Will Australia's courts still allow him to stay? Australia's federal court is the linesman in this match. They'll decide who wins this point. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.